Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing something a little different. I apologize for the terrible lighting, like, you suck, but we're just gonna deal with it. We are doing a bookshelf tour. I thought we could start with my main bookshelves. As you can see, I don't really know what I'm doing, so this will be a little probably like unhinged, you know, a little chaotic, because I'm also not the most organized person, but we're gonna get into it. So our books, we're gonna start on the floor with this cute little shelf. Oh, I messed that up. That was gonna be a really cool like joke, but then I messed it up. This is my lightsaber that I spent way too much money on, and it sits right here next to my bookshelf, so I just really wanted to show that off. Anyway, I really don't know what I'm doing. Pretty much I think of this little shelf, there's also a bottom down here, but I pretty much think of this shelf as like, it's a fantasy shelf for sure, but it's kind of like random. So I have my Grishaverse right here. You'll see where my Shadow and Bone series is later, but I have Grishaverse right here, and then I have Red Queen. But like, this is what I mean when I say I'm disorganized. I have the first 3 Red Queen books right here, and then I have the fourth one here, because I am very just like, I don't know, it just works for me, and I just do it. This I call my nerd shelf because it has all of my Star Wars books, which I literally love, like with a burning passion. Like, Padme is my queen, and I literally love her with every inch of my being. I also have my Avatar Kyoshi book here, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a like Marvel Loki book. So this is what I just like kind of refer to as my nerdy shelf. And then all the way down at the bottom is just kind of like my rejects, like my fantasy dystopian rejects. Like, I didn't know where else to put them on the shelf, so I thought they matched here. And since I don't want to like stand up yet, we're just gonna move over to this shelf. While I'm still sitting, we're gonna do bottom shelf. There's nothing really interesting in here because it's like my like non-fiction or historical fiction books, because I like history. So, you know, Queen Elizabeth I, Mary Queen of Scots, some more Queen Elizabeth I, Lucrezia Borgia, Queen Victoria, you know, your boring, like, they're just your like average boring non-fiction books that I like to read because I'm weird. So that's all of these and some of these, and then at the end here I just have sci-fi books, fantasy sci-fi books I couldn't fit anywhere else, which is literally just Lord of the Rings and Dune. So and they go down here. Next shelf up is also like my, like, I don't want to say rejected because rejected is so mean, but like these are like the fantasy books that I don't know how to describe it. I really don't. Like, this is terrible because I don't even know my own like system, but these from here over are like the fantasy books I only like own one book in a series. Like, I have the first Shatter Me, and I have the first Cruel Prince. I have, these are both duologies. I think I only have one. You know, like, they're just like kind of the random fantasy books. And then over here I have the first 4 books in the Last Kingdom series, because if you are into like fantasy shows, like if you like Game of Thrones or something, you should watch The Last Kingdom on Netflix, because it is literally one of the best shows I've ever seen, and it is amazing. So I bought the books. I bought the first 4 books, and then I also have these from when I was watching The White Queen, and I was obsessed with that, so I bought these 2 books because, if you didn't realize, I'm really into like historical fantasy kind of shows like that, you know, period pieces. And then I bought the first Discovery of Witches book, which is also more like, I don't really know, but it was on sale, and I know that there's a show, so I bought it because I wanted to read it. Are you ready to go up a shelf? This one's at kind of a weird angle, but this is pretty much like my series of fantasy books. I have all of Throne of Glass. This one I'm currently reading, that's why it's not there. And I have the first A Court of Thorns and Roses book. Have not read it. Will read eventually, probably, because a lot of people love it, but right now I'm reading Throne of Glass, and honestly, it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like Throne of Glass should have ended like here, you know? That's just how I'm feeling. because I really did not like Empire of Storms. But anyway, yeah, but I have more like series that I haven't read them, but I own them. That's like the majority of this bookshelf, by the way, that I like buy a bunch of books, but like I never read them, and it's like actually a serious problem. Okay, up the next shelf is kind of like, I don't know, like YA, but also some of them aren't YA. They're just kind of like fun little books, you know? And like these are, yeah, I don't really know how to describe them. They're like cute little fun books. Like I have Aristotle and Dante here. Red, White, and Royal Blue, love that book. I need to reread it for the movie. I've been seeing a lot of behind the scenes for the Red, White, and Royal Blue movie, and I gotta say I'm not that excited for it. Maybe that's like a hot take and like a controversial opinion, but I'm not that psyched for it. Oh my god, this is a great book. Alright, I'm not really into like mystery books, and like One of Us is Lying, I did not like that book at all. But A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I was very nervous to read this book because I did not like One of Us is Lying, which was also like hyped up on Book Talk, and so I was really nervous to read this, and my friend was like, no, it's like my favorite book ever, it's like the best book ever. So I bought the first one, and then I borrowed the other two off of her because like they were so good and I didn't have them like at readily available for me, so I just borrowed them so that I could read them back to back to back. But it was so good. If you were like skeptical about mysteries and stuff, this is for you. But also it gives off like, if you liked the first season of Pretty Little Liars, oddly enough, like this is a great book for you. And then these are just more kind of like YA books, I guess. We Were Liars. This is a controversial book, but I kind of liked it. I liked it. I liked the feeling it made me feel at the end, because I was just like empty, and I liked that. That sounded weird. That sounded psychotic. I'm also really excited for where is it? Am I blind? Oh, this one. What to Say Next, because it's by the author of I think it's Tell Me Three Things, I think it's the book, so I'm excited for that one too. Now we've made it to the top of my shelf. This is a video full of like horrendous angles, and I'm sorry, but I'm really trying out here. But we have the top shelf, which is pretty much just like my hardcover shelf, and it's not even like all my hardcovers. Like you can see I have one like right here, but these are all hardcovers that I just thought they were cute, and they are kind of the same size. And then I kind of went for like a color coordinated thing, but it didn't really work out because I have a lot of books that kind of look like this, like the pinks and the blues and the purples, so I could put them all together. I liked it better than We Were Liars, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Also, the Inheritance Games, I just pre-ordered, where is it? The 2 Inheritance Games books are right here. I just pre-ordered the third one, the like final one, and I am so excited. And then at the tippy top up here, I have this little setup with 2 of my Funkos. Prior to the Orange Tree, William Shakespeare. Yeah, I own a big complete works of William Shakespeare. Don't ask. It was a bad time in my life. And right here, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can, but I'll take it down. Right here, I keep this necklace that me and my friends made one year. It's like you know, I don't know how to describe this. You know, like the Camp Half-Blood necklaces they make in Percy Jackson, where it's like each year you get a bead for being there. Yeah. So this was kind of like our attempt at that. Like each bead represents something we do in our friendship. So it's just like a cute little thing that we did one year. We made Camp Half-Blood necklaces. So I just keep it tucked in up here because I'm already like on the top. We're just gonna like continue with the top shelf. Up on this side of my shelf, I have a bunch of like classics, because you can see these are all my like Penguin books, and then these are just a bunch of like myth books from different cultures. These are a bunch of myth books from different cultures. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word cultures. And yeah, and I just find it like really interesting because some of the myths like overlap, but like they're like the same, I don't know how to describe this. They have the same like moral, or they teach the same thing, but the way like different cultures went about like with like telling these myths is so interesting to me. So I keep that up here. Moving down to the top shelf. Again, I'm so sorry for these weird angles. I don't know how to make it like not weird. So over here I have the Addicted to You books. I own the first 3 Addicted to You books, and I own the first Calloway Sisters book. I don't have the third one right here because it's packed for school, because that's the one I'm on, but I do have the first four here, and hopefully eventually I'll have them all, but that will take a lot of time because these covers are like $17 on Amazon, and you know, it's just not in my priorities right now to get them all, if I'm being completely honest. I have my Colleen Hoover books, which are, you can't see them all. I have all of them except for her like series. I don't have like the Hopeless books, I don't have the Maybe Someday books, and I don't have the like Finding Cinderella books. I think those are all of her. Oh, and Slammed. I don't have her Slammed books either. But like Heartbones needs some more love. I know there's like a bunch of people that are like Heartbones is their book, but like for the majority of people, I don't even see it in like top 3, which I think is sad. It's not in my top 3, but it is really. Is it in my top 3? It might be. Like, Riders of Him is definitely first, and then I really enjoyed Verity, but like enjoyed is like a weird word. So like Of Love, Ugly Love. But yeah, no, Heartbones is probably up there, but I feel like Heartbones is like not on the same level because it's not as like deep. It's like a cute little book with like a plot twist, whereas the rest of them are like and then you like hate yourself. Anyway, I love Arthur's Voice by Mia Sheridan, so that is here because I want more Mia Sheridan books, and whenever I get them they will go right next to it. And then I have my Taylor Jenkins Reid section. It's missing Malibu Rising because I lent that out, but Malibu Rising was my favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book. Thanks for asking. It's just like me just keep asking myself questions that I'm answering, but yeah, my favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book is Malibu Rising, and then right here one of don't fall. Okay. We're one book strong with Sally Rooney because again I lent out my copy of Normal People, which is my favorite Sally Rooney book. Having not read this one, I have not read Conversations with Friends, but I have read A Beautiful World, Where Are You? And I'm gonna say I was not a fan. I didn't really connect to it. Oh, and this is adorable. This is it's like a picture frame, but it's an art piece with sea glass and shells found on the coast of Maine that my friend made me. I think she has an Etsy shop, but I know she has like social media for art, and she's like really talented, and I think that this is like adorable. So if you do want to check her out, I will link her Instagram below because I think that that's where she's most active, if I remember. But yeah, no, thank you, Ari, for that. Like, that is adorable, and I love it. This shelf is just, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like weird because I got over here, I have like Greek mythology books, like the retellings that are like the big craze right now. I've only read Song of Achilles, so can't tell you if these other two are good, but I own them. And then next to that, I have these 3 books, which are just here because they're pink, and they didn't really fit anywhere else on my shelf. So I have Kisses and Croissants, Last Chance books, which is apparently an Enemies to Lovers, which I didn't know when I bought it, and I'm not that excited because I don't really like Enemies to Lovers. Like, ooh, is that a hot take? Anywho. And Loveless by Alice Oseman. I really want like all of those books, like the Alice Oseman books in the UK covers I think are so pretty, and I only have Loveless and I want them all. And then the rest of these books, minus these 2, I don't know why I put these here. The Love Hypothesis and Meet You in the Middle, I don't know why I put them here, but everything else is like summer books. Yeah, like Someone Else's Summer, Girl Unframed, Mary Jane, An Honest Lie, Something in the Water, Shipped. I heard Shipped was really cute. Ever Summer After is the only book I've actually read on the shelf besides Song of Achilles, and I really loved it. It is slow to start, and I don't like how quickly things are resolved at the end, but I do think it's like a cute little book. Yeah, that's all I have to say. It's a cute little book. And this one I'm really excited about. All the Best Flyers, because I thought it looked really cool. Bookend here is a mug. It's actually a color changing, it's like Star Wars mug. It like changes colors when there's hot liquids in it. And the reason it's on my shelf is because I'm leaving for school soon, and I didn't want to put it in the cabinet because I didn't want anyone to touch it and use it while I was gone, so it went on my shelf. This is like where we're getting into like my what I call adult books, which are just like literary fiction books, which I call adult books because like I feel like these are the kind of books like adults talk about. This is one of my favorite books of all time though, Orbiting Jupiter, which I think is actually a YA book, but it just like gives off like literary fiction vibes just because it's so powerful. But it is really short too, but amazing book. I also have A Little Life here, and can't say I've read it. It's kind of daunting, I'm not gonna lie. This is like more literary fiction books, but like these are the ones I kind of like more. These three books, actually I have not read one of them. Give me a moment. These two books are two of my favorite books of all time. I literally love them, and I love Khalid Hosseini. I am excited to read this one, but just haven't gotten around to it. But I love Khalid Hosseini, and if you're looking for like a, I don't know, like you want to like step up your game, you want to read something more like academic, but like it's not academic, it's like literary, you know? Like if you're looking for a book, if you're embarrassed when you go around the class on the first day of school and they're like, so what's your favorite book, and you're embarrassed at your answer, you should read one of these two books, because it is definitely always my go-to answer. And then I have The Handmaid's Tale and all of my Andre Asselman books. These two books, again, I love them both, and they're both like more, I don't want to say academic. They're just more like literary. The Color Purple and Their Eyes Were Watching God. They're both like very powerful, and one of them made me cry. I won't tell you which one, but one of them made me cry. And then finally on this bottom shelf, is kind of like my rejects shelf, to be honest. Here I just kind of have a stack of like poetry and plays and books that are kind of small, and then beneath that I have my entire John Green collection, and then just a bunch of books that just like didn't really fit anywhere else on my shelf. Like One of Us Is Next, for example. I hated One of Us Is Lying, so I was like, that goes down here. In case you're wondering, I got rid of my One of Us Is Lying copy because I hated it so much, and like that just shows, it speaks volume. These are actually good. Well, I don't know, I haven't read the second one, but the first one was actually good, and the only reason they're on my reject shelf is because they're different sizes, and I thought they looked stupid anywhere else on my shelf. So that's the entirety of like my main three shelves. Let's get into my other like bookish, I don't know, the other places I shove books. So first of all, I have this box container thing that has books in it that I just didn't really like, or I had duplicate copies of. Like with the Summer I Turned Pretty books, I ended up buying like the newer covers, and then I just hated this book with a burning passion, and I could go on and on about it, but I won't to save you time. The Midnight Library I just didn't connect with, and then over there are two of the Shadow and Bone books. One of them I ended up selling because I was not a Shadow and Bone girl. I'm sorry, it wasn't my cup of tea. I enjoyed the world building and I enjoyed like the whole universe, but man, the story was not for me. And so first, here on my bureau, I keep like my TBR stack. Like these are the books I hope to read before I go back to school, although I probably will only read The Summer Broken Rules because that's really big and I only have like a week left, so ugh. And then I also have this stack, which is like this, like the books I'm like packing away to bring back to school. As you can see here is Addicted for now, the third book. But yeah, these are the ones I'm bringing back to school. Right under my TV, I have my Game of Thrones-esque books, you know, shout out George R.R. Martin. I've literally only read this one, but you know, when you find all of Game of Thrones at Goodwill, you can't just say no when they're only $1 each. And then up above my bed, I have my Harry Potter books, which were all thrifted, so shout out to me. They're all there, and then I have two of the Percy Jackson books, which go right there, but I don't have them right now. And then this is like my nightside table thing, and these are all the books I'm currently like trying to read. Right now I'm actually only reading Middlesex and Sorrow on This Life, but I have a mythology book and 1917 right there. 1917, is that what it's called? Wait, no. 1984. 1917 is the movie, which is actually really good. But yeah, that's like my currently reading stack. And then this right here are like, I don't know. They're like, I don't want to say they're like my favorite books of all time, but like they changed me in a way. I didn't know I could be changed. Well, not Heartstopper. I just thought Heartstopper was like cute with the pastels and it kind of matched The Summer I Turned Pretty and kind of matched this. But this is one of my favorite books of literally all time. It made me sob like a baby, but like it hit so hard. I'm not gonna say what it's about because I don't think I can describe it without spoiling. So if you want to know what it's about, look it up. But it is like my favorite book of all time, and I think it deserves more love. And with that, I'm finished my bookshelf tour. I hope you enjoyed. It was a little weird, and I feel like I rambled at some points. Definitely might do this again in a few years when A, I have more books, and B, I have more, I don't know, charisma in front of a camera. But yes, these are my books. I hope you enjoyed that little tour, and again, thank you for the person on TikTok who actually like made me realize that people actually watch my YouTube videos, because I thought I was just speaking into the abyss. So this one's for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye.